Hello and welcome. I have not recorded in 2 weeks. Hello and welcome, my name is Miro and thank you for joining me for another planty video. We are quite late, things have been happening which I will update you in a future video, but today I just wanted to have a chill restart to me filming videos again. And what I decided to do today is to give you an update on some of the Hoyas that you have seen me got this year, that you have seen me pot or root as cuttings. And I thought it would be kind of fun to see how much they have grown.
Groundbreaking.
Well, it is kind of groundbreaking for my channel because I typically don't do these types of update videos. I essentially show you the plant when I got it and then I show you the plant next time when it's in bloom or when it's dying. that's the update, it is died. But today I just wanted to show you how they're doing and share my experience with these plants. And I have selected not all of them because that would be hours long video, because I do have like a couple of minutes to say on each of these plants, but I have selected some that are doing really well, and I also selected some that have done absolutely nothing. They give us nothing, they just don't know what they're doing. They probably think that rent is free, but it is not, according to, well, life, especially with all of these lights. I also think this video is going to be useful because sometimes I just forget what has been going on with my plants. I am now in my 30s, so things just evaporate from my mind. We don't have an upgrade. SSD upgrade, no, doesn't exist. So I just tend to forget things, and I'm actually not sure about one of these plants, if I got it this year or very late last year, but I'm just gonna say it was very early this year. I mean, time is a construct anyway, isn't it? Since we are on the topic of plant growth, there is another much more important type of growth, and that is personal growth. I know, we all love personal growth. Apparently some people don't, because I seem to be doing all the heavy lifting here and all the growing, and I'm just wondering, what about the other people? All of the jokes, if we can even call them like that, aside, as I get older and as I sort of reflect on who I was, even just a few years back, I'm always surprised at how much I have changed and how much more understanding and open I have become. Now, this sounds like I have become more amazing, and well, that is objectively true, certified by me. I can also say that I have seen over the past 4 or 5 years how much more work I have to do myself, on myself. Both true. Anxiety, trust issues, overanalyzing are some of the things out of several that I struggle quite frequently. I don't really want to say on a daily basis because that's not entirely true. Some days I'm just spiraling with plant chore. I think that might be anxiety. But let's just ignore. We're just gonna say it plant spiraling because that sounds much better. So I'm not gonna say that I struggle with these things daily, but quite frequently I think it is true. I have also seen how much more nuances there are in life and how much more work you have to put into things in life that truly matter to you. And for me, these things are my personal relationships with people that I care about. Oftentimes I find that personal relationships are really overly romanticized, and people say things like it's not supposed to be that hard or it's supposed to be effortless, which is essentially the same. And I don't think that even for a single one of my personal relationships, even with friends, I would say that it's completely effortless. I think if you want to keep people close in your life that you have decided are important to you, there is quite a bit of effort that you need to put into that. And I just think that it's just utterly unhelpful when we say things like, oh, it's supposed to be completely effortless, it's supposed to be easy, and that is great. There are many, many easy moments, but I don't find that to be completely true. And it's often something that actually makes me think that because it's not so easy, it's not right. We are all different and we communicate in different ways, and knowing this is somewhat helpful, but not a lot, to be quite honest. Like, yeah, okay, but where does that get me? Not far. Working on truly understanding this is something that can get you someplace, but I myself often fall into spirals where I think that people that I consider to be close to myself in my life aren't choosing me because of, I don't know, them not wanting me to be part of their lives, when in reality it's just that, we all have our own struggles, we all have different things going on in our lives, and in most cases it's really not about you, and we also show appreciation in different ways. This is where talk therapy can truly be helpful to you, not just to give you an insight into yourself or into your own life, but also to help you sort of stretch your emotional capacity, let's call it that, and to essentially change or transform the way that not only you understand yourself, but other people in your life. And for example, to help you deal with the feelings that I mentioned previously. It can help you make space for people in your life, even though according to the society standards, maybe you're not the most perfect match. And I actually think that in many cases, there are some compatibility issues, some discrepancies, right, between the people in our life, and not every match is ideal. I think actually most of the matches are not ideal in friendships and in your personal relationships, or at least that's my new perspective on things. And you just have to sort of learn how to communicate through that. This is why I am happy to say that BetterHelp is the paid partner of this video. BetterHelp is an online mental health platform that connects you with a credentialed therapist with years of experience in dealing with problems similar to the ones that you have. You can also connect with a credentialed therapist to help you deal with clinical mental health issues such as depression or anxiety, or simply with someone to help you show up for yourself, choose yourself, and to show up as a best version of yourself for people around you. If you can relate to some of the things that I've mentioned previously in the video, or if you simply just want an objective input into your life, into the issues that you are dealing with, talk therapy might be right for you. You can use my link betterhelp.com/basie.plants, that is BetterHelp, HELP.com/basie.plants, to visit their website, answer a few questions so BetterHelp can match you with a credentialed therapist. You are usually matched with a therapist within 2 days, and then you can decide how you would like to take your appointment via video chat, phone call, or messaging, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. Let BetterHelp connect you with a therapist that can support you from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/basie.plants, that is BetterHelp, HELP.com/basie.plants, or you can choose Basie Plants during sign up, which is the name of my channel, and enjoy a special discount on your first month of therapy. Thank you, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel, and thank you all for listening. And now we can take a look at the Hoyas and see how much they have done or haven't done. Okay, now my hair needs to stay in a bun for the remainder of this video, and then it will be curly for like 5 minutes. It is sad. So let's start with the Hoyas. Actually, I wanted to show you first a couple of Gesneriids that I have in bloom. I'm sorry. And then we can get into Hoyas. This is Syningia Ozark Rose Tiger. Unfortunately, it's super hard to take a photo of this one. I don't have a good photo, but this is one from my terrarium. It is very cute. And then another one, so we can quickly get it out of the way. And this one I posted on Instagram. I think it's one of the best photos that I have. It's Petrocosmia glabristoma. This is exactly the vibe that I was going for. It is super cute, and I actually am thinking about printing out the photos of that one. So let's start with the Hoyas, and I will first start with 2 Hoyas that I have in bloom. I think I got one of these, or maybe both of these, I think I got around May, and now it is what, September, and they are already in bloom. First of them is Hoya acuminata. I felt some soapy scent to this one, and I also have very nice photos of this one. This one is truly gorgeous. I have wanted this Hoya so much, and I got one in Sweden. That one did not want to root. It's quite difficult. But this one was much easier. This is from Timea Takac, my friend. She is in the UK, from Hungary. Don't know why I'm giving you all this information, but okay. Very, very beautiful plant. The flowers are actually slightly pinkish. Not really, but slightly. Like, people who have bloomed this plant will know exactly what I'm talking about. Very, very cute plant. Actually not cute. This is gorgeous, gracious. Very easy to grow, this clone. She did have mealybugs, unfortunately. It did not arrive with mealybugs. It arrived perfectly healthy. But she got infected here, infested, whatever you want to say it. Because this summer slash spring slash apparently fall is just, for many, many people that I know here, I don't know. I think this really depends on the environment in which you are in, but like this year is 100% mealybug year. I have alcohol all over the room for spraying the mealybugs, and I still cannot get rid of them. And I did oil treatments, alcohol treatments. I went the systemic route. No, they are persistent. And I swear they will probably at one point give up, but currently that is not happening, and I just have to keep fighting. So I'll just, I don't know, use more alcohol, I guess. Solution, maybe, unless you're alcoholic. It's not a joke. Anyway, now the next one is also from Timea, and when she sent this, unfortunately, it rotted in post, and the plant that I bought was about this size. I'm gonna show a close-up to you, but it rotted. Not her fault, it was just unfortunate shipping. This is multiflora. She sent it as multiflora mini leaves. And Rachel told me there is multiflora Milky Way that has very small leaves. I don't know if this is the same one. I will have to get a confirmation on that. But I can tell you that the stem of this one is slightly yellow. So is the peduncle. You honestly think it's gonna fall off, but it's not. It's supposed to look like that, and you can just see how nice and splashy those leaves are. Oh my god, we look so cute together. They are very, very beautiful, the leaves. They're so small compared to regular multiflora, which is so far away from me. And I'm not gonna get up. But like multiflora, I mean, do I need to get up? Okay, I'm only doing this because I love you. Let's check her for mealybugs. I found a couple on her, and if I find mealybugs on her now, I'm just gonna sit on her for punishment. I don't see any, so it was probably just random. These are two different multifloras. One is SV406, and the other one is EPC124. Is this a 4? It is a 4. I don't know where the other label is. These are two multifloras. That's a really good angle for me, isn't it? And then you can just see how much smaller, let's get them in the same plane, how much smaller these leaves are. Really double the size. We're talking about twice as small as your regular multiflora. I don't see that the flowers are much different. They have a nice color to them. Also, I would say, not pink. They're not pink at all, but I don't know. Sometimes they look to me like they're a little bit tinted that way. It is very, very beautiful. I'm so happy that I got it. And it seems to be quite a fast grower. I mean, the regular multiflora is a fast grower as well, but this is just maybe a little bit faster. This is rooted in a mix of cocoa husk and bark and moss and pumice, and you can see, someone said they were gonna wait to see how this mix is doing for me. It's doing really, really well for me. As you can see, I rooted in this mix, and all of these plants that I'm going to show you today, I think all of them are rooted in that mix, and it's a great mix. This is what I'm telling. I want to see these beautiful, perfect, healthy roots. Needs a repot, but we're not going to talk about that. I probably won't do it. So those I think are the two best performers because they obviously bloomed. Actually, two of them also bloomed. I don't have photos of either one of these next to, but they are both from Sweden. I got them on my trip in March, April, I'm not really sure. This one had a peduncle that actually now fell off. This is Amarita, one of the Amaritas. You can see she started to grow. You have seen me repot this quite recently, and it's doing really well. It didn't want to grow before the repot, so maybe it needs a slightly larger pot. I did read someplace that stuff like Amarita platycollis likes to stay in smaller pots, but for me, this one did not want to start to grow. And I'm not saying there is a correlation here. Sometimes these things are accidental, so we definitely need more testing, but it's doing really well in this mix. I'm actually quite surprised. It is in a self-watering pot, but this mix, I have my lacunosas in this mix too, which I will grab and show you. Those are from last year, but I just need to show off a little bit. And yeah, they're doing really, really well in this mix, even things like lacunosa. The other one is occultata red, and this one is growing much faster than my yellow one. It's actually branching out here, about to bloom again, so we'll see if they will be truly red this time. First time they did turn red, second time not so much. Also in a self-watering pot in the same mix. This was a 2-leaf, 1-note cutting in April, and I would say that's a decent amount of growth since then. It's maybe not the most stunning leaf, but with the flower it's quite nice. I did want to join the yellow one and the red one together, but I did not have the appropriate pot, number one. Number two, I'm a little bit bothered to join them because they're different size, which is something that I should work on. So those four are really well-performing Hoyas. Now let me show you something that hasn't performed as well. This is something that I got also in April, actually in March. This is a Clemenciorum or Affinity Clemenciorum from Acha. Unfortunately, I don't know if this needs to be treated for mites. I will do it, but this one didn't do anything. I have underwatered it. It has not done a single thing except root. It did attempt to grow, and I can see that that hasn't gone well. So I would say that this might have mites. It's not the only plant that has mites, and it has the bigger ones, which are easier to get rid of, allegedly. I don't like any of them, so yeah, this one hasn't done much. It hasn't done much. It should have grown a bit faster than this. I say that as if it did anything. It should have grown. If your Hoya isn't growing, and it's like, you know, for example, this has been, what, 6 months? Not a single thing has happened except rooting. You do need to do something to get it to go or to get it to grow. One exception, wait, I have one exception as always. As always, I have more things to say. This one is the exception. This is Hoya carnosa Argentea picta from Carolina, and it hasn't grown for her either, even though it's been a really good grower for her. This one is quite notorious for its lack of growth. This one also did not do anything, also for March. She remains cute and small. So that's Carnosa Argentea picta. She has rooted, she's growing many roots, but she's just not doing anything, not even an attempt, not even a whisper. This is not mites, this is just personality. Sometimes it's just really poor personality. This actually reminds me that I forgot another one here that I wanted to show you. And there is a reason for this, because I think I'm not doing a good job with this plant, even though it has grown quite a bit. And I think this one needs to go into lower light. This is Hoya magnicentensis, and this plant really, really well rooted. There was still some peat in this mix. You have seen me repot this probably in May, and you can see how narrow those leaves are. They are supposed to be bigger. They're not supposed to actually look like this. They're supposed to be wider and bigger. So I definitely think that I'm exposing this to way too much light, especially because I see that the leaves are sort of closing. It's growing well. It has grown all of this relatively quickly. Now it has stopped, so I think I need to do a couple of things, maybe a couple of mite treatments. I don't see any mites. On one of them I did see mites, which I will show you. I don't know if the camera will pick up on them. But yeah, this one needs to go into lower light because the light is just really here, right above it. And I don't think this is a Hoya that grows in such high light, even though a lot of them do, but not this one. Let me show you the mighty one. And the mighty one was doing really, really well. I have two of them. These are Hoya spectatissimas. Oh, one of them, unfortunately, I see the vine has died back. So this one has done really well until it stopped doing really well. I moved it to my Rodsta terrarium with begonias. Before that it was with Hoyas, and I do see some orangey spots, which are definitely mites. And I can see like the damage. I'm gonna try to show you what that looks like. I also know from experience that, and I don't suspect you're going to see mites on camera, let's not fool ourselves, but you can definitely see on that stem what looks to be like mite damage. This essentially has stopped to grow. It was growing much better than this, and now it has ceased to grow completely. So I will treat it. The roots are fine. The roots are very healthy. They go all the way down. It's in good humidity, in good light. I don't think it's that at all. I just think that she needs to be treated, unfortunately. I find Hoyas like this, for me, they have been particularly challenging. Hoya Lee, very hairy type of Lee, not the one that is sort of considered truly the Hoya Lee from China. That one fits the publication best. But the small leaved clones of Hoya Lee, in Sweden they're sold as LT clones, I mean in other places as well. They have very, very similar look to Spectatissima. Yin Yang, is it Yin Yangensis? No, it's not Yin Yangensis, it's the other one. Yuananensis, I think, is the one that I'm thinking of. Has similar look. From Sony too, I find them just to be, unfortunately, magnet for mites. Don't know what it is about the hair and the mites. Oh, maybe hair attracts mites. Should I go bald? Where's the other one? I have one more Spectatissima, which I have lost. Both of these are from Timea and they have arrived well. And this one is growing a second vine, you can see here. But yeah, both of them have slowed down, which I think it's due to mites. It's very interesting because initially I got them with this, I think this is called Lima Splash, I always forget. Lima Splash long leaf. This one also rotted a little bit. This was unrooted cutting, and I told you in this video that I don't know if this is gonna make it, which was back in April or May. And this one has grown much faster. In the beginning, the Spectatissimas have grown much, much, much faster than this. And now this one has overtaken them, and I actually adore this. This is currently perhaps the favorite small-leaved Hoya that is slightly pubescent. It's the best. I mean, that splash is, it's not the most amount of splash that you will ever see, but it's just very hot. I don't think I would even like it if it was fully silver. I think just this contrast between green and silver is really, really nice. I'm not gonna really compare them. I'm gonna compare it with the smaller one, smaller Spectatissima, but I don't want to get them too close, even though they do live in the same terrarium here. So very proud of her, very proud of you, very, very proud of you. I think maybe we need to do a couple of more Hoyas from Sweden. Oh my, ooh, did I just rip that? Did I just rip that? Oh my goodness, hopefully not. So this is Hoya peltata. I was quite nervous with this one, and I can see that the roots are now really reaching deeper into the substrate. I just have had Not a great experience with Hoya mamasa, and this has a mamasa vibe somewhat. And actually, this is proven to be quite a good grower. Hoyas like mamasa and peltata have very succulent leaves, which makes you think you shouldn't really water them that much, but if you leave them, they do dry out. I got one as a gift from Farah and it was utterly unsuccessful. Not because of Farah, it was just, that type of a cutting. And this one has done much, much better. It was essentially about this big, where I pinned it down, and all of this is new growth. And you can just see how cute that is. It will be slightly different color, the new leaves. When they come in, they're sort of bronzy green maybe, I don't know. That doesn't show really well, does it? But it's a very cute Hoya with a very cute flower. We have a rogue bark piece. I don't know how difficult it is to flower. I haven't seen that many flower photos, if any, from cultivation. So I hope that it's not too difficult. I don't expect it to flower anytime soon, but I'm just so happy with her. Look at her, she's so cute. And I think I have several more from Sweden. This one is Papua Hoya urniflora, and I traded this with May April for some of my Hoyas, and she is pushing out a second vine. Quite a rare species, I would say. Not very fast. Papua Hoyas can sometimes be a bit more difficult. I have heard from several people. This one seems to like my terrarium. You can just see how cute that is. Hold on, let me just try to get... She sort of has abs and hair, so she should really be something that will attract a lot of people. Oh my goodness, abs and hair, yeah. You can see she is very, very, very nice. I adore her. She really fits well into my terrarium. Not really difficult, not really fast either. I sort of just let her be. I don't water her too much because I do have like a pump there. That thing that people often ask me about, that is a mister, not a fogger, a mister. And there's like two sprinklers, one here and one in the other corner. Don't know how this works there. And they get misted about every 6 hours at this point. So I don't water this too much, but I do have to water begonias on the bottom. This is Medusa. Medusa I got from Camilla also when I went to Sweden. You can see she has grown really well. Maybe not as developed as root system with some of the others, but quite well actually. I don't think this one is easy to bloom from what I have seen. She needs to have cooler temperatures but a lot of light to bloom. Now I don't know, maybe that means she will bloom towards the winter. The leaves do get bronze when they come in, but these have hardened off. And it was a 2-note cutting, so we got 3 more notes and we're getting another vine here. So that's not terrible. Since April, I would say, but I don't know what to think about the flower. Hopefully it will bloom, don't know. Another one that I got, this is from Asa. I keep saying Asa. This is Hoya brassi that I've been looking for quite a long time. Unfortunately, you can see I trellised her here, but she stopped growing on the vine that I trellised, so I don't think she's a particular fan. This is quite a difficult Hoya to find, I think, for sale, and not plethora of photos of the flower of this plant. It is something that I looked for years, and I'm happy that I've got it. It's not difficult to cultivate, so I actually don't really know why she's not easier to find or cheaper. Maybe because lack of interest. I don't think she's ugly or anything. I think the leaves are actually quite interesting when you look at them. If we allow for some focus, they have nice venation. I will try to find some flower photos. And maybe because it's difficult to bloom. I mean, I don't know, do you have Hoya basie? Maybe for some people it is difficult to cultivate. So far it has not proved to be a challenge here. Then again, every time I say that, a Hoya tends to die. Honestly, every time I say this Hoya is super easy, I swear to God, next day I just see like random leaf drop and I'm like, what the heck? I just made a video. After like years of growing you, I just made a video on Hoya care. That's what happened with my Elagiorum. After that video, and I, filmed that video, I think a year and a half or 2 years into growing it, mysteriously croaked in a week. Okay, why not? Quite a lovely plant, very, very easy for now. Unwilling to be trellised. I think she just wants to wrap around things by herself, so I don't know how well this is gonna work out. I think I'm gonna let her go up and, twine around things, and when I'm sort of concerned about that, I'm gonna trellis her then and probably get some dieback, unfortunately, but hey. So yeah, we don't really have anything here. It doesn't even want to continue to grow, even though the tip has not died back. I do see that the leaves have dropped, baby leaves, so that's unfortunate. So not the best attitude, but it's okay. This one was just a 2-leaf cutting, and then we started off rough, but then it sort of, corrected itself here. So I would say decent amount of growth here. I would say really within like 6 months, getting 4, 5, 6 nodes, that's decent. That's quite decent. And some do better, some do worse. This one has surpassed, for example, my expectations. Hoya peltata. This is actually quite a fast grower if you look at it, compared to the size of the leaves and everything. We got 8, 9 nodes. That's something. More from Sweden. I do have more from Sweden. I have my Hoya undulata. I bought this Hoya and I told Farah to keep her. And this I bought last year when I was buying Oreostema and Ihusia from Rolf, which I'm again most likely mispronouncing. And I got this undulata. It was sort of like a package deal. And I told Farah, I don't really need it. Keep it. And when I was in Sweden, she actually did give me a cutting. And I think the cutting had 2 leaves. It had several nodes, but it had these 2 leaves, I think. It did push out a peduncle. It did not bloom, but it made several leaves, and this is one of the newest ones. So you can see, let me just try not to spill that. You can see here how small the previous leaves are, and then this big leaf. I mean, that's like completely different. It's quite gorgeous, actually. It's actually also very underwatered. So we're still working on that domatia here, but once that is done, I assume we will start to grow much faster. Undulata, relatively easy. I don't know. I don't think it's that difficult. I just retrellised mine the other day, the big one that I have, which I will show you in one of the future videos. By the way, I'm sort of making a pause. I know the tent chores are supposed to come out today. We have had a cat situation is all I'm gonna say, and we're gonna talk about it in one of the future videos, but the tent has been paused for now, but I should assume or resume that this week. Beautiful, beautiful undulata. That needs to be watered. So I would say this one, medium, 3 leaves I think we got in 6 months. Could be better. Now let me just quickly check if that's all from Sweden. That's sort of all that I wanted to update you on from Sweden. There are more of them, but yeah, these are things that just caught my eye. And then this is the one that I told you, I'm not really sure when I got this. This is Hoya sungwaki. This one has been in isolation for some time, which makes me think I got it late last year. And I just need to show you this huge vine. Not huge, it's a big vine, not huge. But this one has been in my terrarium and I think we need to move her out. This does not a terrarium candidate make, unfortunately, because she's quite gorgeous, very nice, very splashy. And I do think I got this actually in winter, so we're just making a digression because she's so cute and I love her. But I actually now I'm remembering because I think Camila asked this from me when this was still called species Honthom. So that was a digression. Let's just not even. I mean, it's fine. You got an update. Whatever. Why are you complaining? So this one actually is something they got this year. It did lose the tip here. And when I show you this plant, it didn't look good because she was in so much light. But this is Hoya uniflora. So Papua Hoya urniflora, previously Hoya urniflora, Hoya uniflora. Anyway, this is actually a Hoya, very, very beautiful. Now it truly shows. Now it truly shows. She has just branched out in 3-4 places. I'm actually surprised that this is so ridiculously expensive. Luckily, I found it a very, very good deal, but it's just so ridiculous that this is so expensive in some places, like insanely expensive, because this Hoya is quite a fast grower. This in, I would say, I got it 2 months ago. It grew 15 leaves, 16, crazy. Or she's just really loving me. But now you can see towards that base what those leaves are supposed to look like. These were the original leaves. Oh, you're misting in the terrarium. Let's wait for him to stop. You can see these leaves here, how light those are. And then you can see the new leaves in my care. What a difference. And it's a very, very interesting Hoya. The flower so-so, but there's something about these leaves that I don't know. There isn't a Hoya in my collection that has a similar leaf like this. So it makes me very, very happy to see them and to own this. So we'll see how quickly she will grow. Maybe I will be able to make her bloom. She seems to be one of those Hoyas that makes a bunch of peduncles. Will she bloom? Probably not. I don't know if I've seen a photo of a flower in cultivation. But if you do see a photo of a flower, if you can even find it, let me know. I would like to see that it did bloom in cultivation so it can give me some confidence. This is also from Timea, and this one, super worried about this. First of all, it's not an easy Hoya to find. Second, it arrived with a leaf that was a bit yellow, and Timea told me this. She asked me if I wanted. Great deal, fantastic friend. And I said, of course I want it. To me, it doesn't matter that the leaf is a little bit yellow and the other one is a little bit yellow. But this one actually took so long to start to grow. It's just starting now. And not only one, but 2 branches. And it's supposed to be an early bloomer. I actually already see a peduncle. Don't know if you will be able to see that. Right there. So this is Hoya irisae. You can see those leaves are quite small compared to the old ones. Old one. There is a really old one. Quite uncommon Hoya. You can find it, but you have to pay a good price for it. I was lucky that I know someone who has it. Stays here very close to the light, which is why she is with smaller leaves now. I do hope to see it bloom. It should be similar to occultata, but better. Similar, but better. It is a Hoya that I wanted for a long time, but when I first looked into this, it was like $600 for a small plant, and I did not pay nowhere near that. So yeah, now it has come down in price a little bit in many places, but it's still something that's not so easy to find. And honestly, I get it, because getting this to start to grow, not easy. And she was in pretty good conditions. She was in the Radsta under the light. She was watered, I took care of her. She pretty quickly made a really nice root system too. But yeah, she just takes some time to get going. And actually, because Tima started to root this for me and she sent it to me when it sort of had like a couple of roots going. Tima said it did take a long time actually to get this to root. So maybe some tip for those of you if you want to order Hoya irisae. I don't think it's also the best shipper, but I can't remember because Tima did import this from Southeast Asia. I, of course, thankfully didn't. I don't do that. I don't have the patience and the nerves for it. We have several more here, and now it's actually really only 4 more. Now, 2 from Tima as well. One of them that I'm struggling with, it's super tiny, but it's adorable. This was a very small cutting because she couldn't cut more, and I, again, said, of course I want it. And it tried to grow a couple of times. It also, I don't think she grew into the mix a lot, which is probably why she keeps dropping the leaves. This is Hoya basie. You can see those new leaves are red, infinitely adorable, infinitely stressed out about it because you can see that this is a thick-leaved Hoya, very thick leaves. And those typically don't want too much water, but if you don't give water to this, how is it going to grow, right? So I'm always worried about overwatering it. I'm always underwatering it, therefore, and we have tried to grow several leaves. And I think now they are actually going to grow. I'm just really wanting to see a vine from this. And I keep it in my rod stump. Now it's very, very dry, so I will actually spray it with my sprayer, and that's all the water it's going to get, and then it's going back into the rod stump. I see that she is rooted. I don't think roots go very deep, but yeah, I'm infinitely stressed out about this one because she's so small. But she will be so cute. I don't know, if anyone has Hoya basie, please convince people in the comments who will say I'm crazy. That is cute. Convince people, it is cute. This is Hoya perifolia, and all of you who like Hoya bella, vasinioides, you will love this one because it has much of that similar vibe. The original cutting was 5 nodes, and you can see the original cutting there. And then we grew all of this. And it's not a surprise to anyone that these Hoyas are good growers. I have experienced with vasinioides, with affinity, the one that everyone keeps calling the wrong name. I'm looking at her now. I can't remember at this moment, but it's similar to vasinioides, it's similar to chinchungensis. Those are really good growers. Unfortunately, my chinchungensis has passed away this summer. It cooked outside. I was redoing my room, I took it outside, and it cooked in the pot. The roots cooked. So I need to get a new cutting. It was a beautiful big plant, and I couldn't save it. I took so many cuttings of it, put it in a prop box, but it was just so hot, it just cooked. I should not have never taken it out. That's another unfortunate story. I do have many other ones that are similar to that one. I really quickly need to get a cutting of that because I want to make a video on these Hoyas, Bella, etc. But yeah, you can see here, this one is very, very nice. Very beautiful leaves too. I quite like it. I actually have a very similar one from Roll Fit. This is the one that I'm sorry, I keep showing you plants that I got last year. I'm so sorry, but I need to show you Longicaulex. This is Longicaulex, very beautiful, similar in a way to Chinquagensis, but at the same time, no. But it looks like a Hoya tree. Love it. This is an update on my Longicaulex. It's doing actually much better in this mix. It's doing much better in the terrarium. Very beautiful Hoya that's really quickly going to outgrow that space. but I really, really love these types of Hoyas. So I'm just going to put it aside. That was unnecessary update on that one, but Pirifolia from Tima is doing really, really well. And I have two more. Both of these are from Betsy, so these are recent updates. But I was just so pleasantly surprised. This is Ashkenanthoides, and this is from July. It is starting to push out two new leaves, and it sort of grew a little bit here. Not much of an update, except that it rooted really well. I have a video on my Patreon of how I rooted these Hoyas, but what actually pleasantly surprised me is the sun stressing. I did not know this sun stresses, but you can see there that it blushed a little bit. Isn't that so nice? And we're getting two sets of leaves here, so 4 of them. I cannot wait to see what these leaves are gonna look like. But I'm quite happy about that one. I actually did not want this Hoya, but I don't know. When I got it, it was one of my favorites from that box from Betsy. Even though the flower that this makes is not completely impressive, I just absolutely adore it. And we have one more from, sort of from Betsy, but actually from Patricia from Poland. This one grew 1 node, and you can just see how different the leaves are, because I put that in higher light, instantly small leaves. And these are actually hardened off. These leaves are going to grow a little bit more, but not much. So completely different in different condition, but nevertheless still very beautiful. Oh my goodness, that's actually looking so adorable and sexy on camera that I am unwell. And it does have a peduncle, so this is going to bloom very, very soon. So I think those are all of the Hoyas that I wanted to update you on. I forgot actually, I wanted to show you my lacunosus. Why did I want to show you my variegated lacunosa? Oh yeah, because I wanted to tell you that lacunosa also grows really well in the mix. I wanted to show you this. It needs to be cut a little bit because it did revert. I also found a couple of mealies on her, so if I see mealies on it now, I will sit on it. But I did treat it with plenty of alcohol right away, so I'm just going to inspect it. I don't know if you have seen me work on this plant in a video. I think I did make a video where I sort of combined my 3 lacunosas into one, and this is an update on that, I suppose. They're doing really well. Nothing to say, nothing to add, except one of them here reverted, which needs to be cut. And I'm failing to do that, but it's a nice spot of Hoya lacunosa in our variegated. Ooh, love it. And they love, this is just bark, moss, cocoa husk, and pumice in a self-watering pot. And they're doing really well. Really, really well. So I'm very happy with the mix. It's because someone said that they're gonna wait for me to try this mix. I tried out this mix many years ago. This is a true and tested mix. Works really, really well. So anyway, that's the update on whatever. I don't know again why I took this out. I am over the age of 30 and don't remember anything anymore. Hair is down, just in time for me to sign off. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which of these Hoyas you like the best. My favorite is absolutely 100% Hoya acuminata. I love it. I love this plant so much. And I can't say for these that haven't bloomed, but that one has to take the first spot. When it comes to the leaves, I would say I am probably most obsessed. I'm probably most obsessed with Lima Splash. I would say I'm probably most obsessed with that. Love that one. So those are my picks, just quick picks. This changes all the time. That does not mean that I don't love the rest of you. I love all of you. But yeah, just had to say that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and everything else. And I will see you in the next video. Once again, don't forget to leave the comment and tell me which one of these is favorite for you. And tell me what is the favorite Hoya that you got for your collection since, let's say, the beginning of this year. And on that note, let's end this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. And soon, I hope that we get back to a slightly more frequent uploading schedule. So, bye-bye. I would like to take a moment to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A super massive, like the most massivest of the massivest thank yous to Youth of the Walmut. Thank you so much for your extremely generous contribution this month, and just thank you in general for your continued support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Anne Margaret Moyne, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, Anna P. and C. Anochka K. Aspen Drake, Betsy, Binge Me, Brett Noble, Candy Taft, Karen, Catherine Molina, Connie Pagano, Daniela Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Deborah Violet, Dili Heredia, Deanne Sikorsky, Edith W. Aaron Keenan, Eleni Saxon, Ellen M. Mortal, Farah, Ferdianto Satiel, Catherine Moss, Gina Geiset, Gina Radovic, Go Green Tropical, Grosset's Kyle, Heather Oppenkamp, Hoji Scott, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chio, Jonas Bayer, Hjort Larson, Joshua Davis Riley, Jovan Denot, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Callie Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Ellen Bergley Mooney, Lisa Mary MPLS, Lucas Erchevisky, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Maria Stein, Marina Yarmolich, Mars B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Michelle Heron, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun-Roos, MJW, Moa Edmond, Nelly Yang, Niha Basu, Nicole Moreau, Nina Nguyen, Nita Macy, Odette, PJ Plan Druid, Rachel Peterson, Sandra Cornelia, Sherry Kumar, Sophia Rian, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Tia B, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Rossman, Xenia Green, Youth of the Walmut, Zaira Rivera, Zordarama, and Zlokop Niponi. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Angelina Farnan, Kilon Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Eden Corlett, Catherine Parsons, Lindsay Ann, Mary H, Monica Wykers, Nella Nerdy Kathy, Saig Zera, Rebecca C, Renee Church, Ringlov, Sheila Casper, Tangwa Tanasir Cool, Wendy Foreman. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, one anonymous patron, Alice Borrelin, Aquila, Brandon Pacheco, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Jamie Arsenoth, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Lauren at Tugboat Plants, Lorian Subramaniam, Luzmin Fernandez, Neely Spicer, Olivia Chinmuller, Pacific NW Plant Lady, and Tracy the Eyebiller.